What if your garden could feed you for the next 20 years, and you barely had to lift a finger? No daily watering, no replanting every spring, no babying fussy little plants that die the moment you look away. That's not a fantasy, it's just the wrong plants versus the right ones. 15 crops that thrive on drought, neglect, and being completely ignored. Plant them once, walk away, and they keep feeding you for years, sometimes decades. Number 12 grows on practically zero water. It's the one in the thumbnail, and it's real food. Number 14 is a tree that hands you fruit for 30 years and asks for nothing in return. And there's a sneaky reason you've never seen it in a store. And the bonus at the end is the single shift that turns your whole yard into a garden that feeds itself. Let's get into it. If you're new here, this channel is about one thing: getting the most food possible for the least amount of work by gardening with nature instead of fighting it. Here's the lie almost every gardener believes. We think gardening has to be hard. Constant watering, weeding on your knees, fertilizer, sprays, and starting over from seed every single year. We've been taught that effort equals food, and if your garden's struggling, you're just not working hard enough. But that's backwards. The hardest plants to grow are the ones we've been sold. Needy annuals bred to look perfect on a shelf, not to survive. Meanwhile, there's a whole world of tough, old-fashioned perennial crops that ask for almost nothing and come back on their own year after year. So why doesn't anyone push these? Simple. There's no money in a plant that needs nothing. No repeat seed sales, no fertilizer to sell you. A plant that feeds you for 20 years off a single planting is a terrible business and an incredible deal for you. Today, I'm handing you 15 of them. Early CTA. Before we dig in, if a garden that works while you relax sounds good, hit subscribe and turn on the bell. Less work, more food, every video, and tell me in the comments, what's the one plant you can never seem to keep alive? Be honest, by the end of this list, you'll have 15 that are almost impossible to kill. Number 1. Rhubarb, lazy crop. Number 1. Rhubarb. Plant it once in a sunny corner and walk away. For decades. A rhubarb crown keeps sending up thick, tart red stalks every spring for 20 years or more, getting bigger and more productive as it goes. It shrugs off cold, ignores neglect, and asks for nothing but a little space. Here's the catch, and it's a real one. You eat the stalks only. The leaves are toxic. Never eat those. Stew the stalks, bake them into a pie, freeze them for winter. How much work is rhubarb? Practically none. You're more likely to forget it's there than to overwork it. Number 1 sets the tone. Plant it once, ignore it for years, and it feeds you anyway. Number 2. Perennial herbs. Lazy crop. Number 2. Perennial herbs. Rosemary, thyme, oregano, sage. These come from dry, rocky hillsides, which means they're built to survive on neglect. Too much water and fussing actually harms them. Plant them once in a sunny, well-drained spot, and most come back year after year, getting woodier and more flavorful with age. They flavor everything: meats, vegetables, broth, and a handful of plants can supply your whole kitchen for free instead of buying tired plastic packets that wilt in days. How often do you water established herbs like these? Almost never. They prefer to be left thirsty. Snip what you need, they grow back. Number 2 proves it. The plants that hate fuss are exactly the ones you should grow. Number 3. Perennial onions and chives. Lazy crop. Number 3. Perennial onions and chives. Most onions you plant, harvest, and replant. Not these. Chives come back every spring like clockwork. And Egyptian walking onions are even wilder. They grow little bulbs on top which flop over, root themselves, and walk across your bed, planting next year's crop for you. You get oniony flavor and fresh green tops all season, with zero replanting and zero effort. Snip the chives, dig a walking onion when you want one. What do you have to do to keep them going? Nothing. They replant themselves. Literally. Number 3 is the allium that does your gardening for you. Number 4. Sorrel. Lazy crop. Number 4. Sorrel. Here's a green almost nobody grows anymore, and that's a shame. Sorrel is a hardy perennial that pushes up tangy, lemony leaves first thing in spring, often before anything else is ready, and keeps coming back for years from a single planting. Toss the young leaves in salads or cook them down into a bright lemony sauce for fish and eggs. It's a fresh, zingy flavor you can't buy in any store. How do you grow sorrel? You don't really, you plant it and then you just keep picking. It handles cold and neglect without complaint. Number 4 is free, tangy greens for years, from a plant the supermarket forgot existed. Number 5, horseradish. Lazy crop. Number 5, horseradish. Want a plant that's almost impossible to kill? This is it. Tuck one root into the ground and you'll have horseradish forever. It spreads, it comes back from the tiniest scrap left behind, and it laughs at drought and cold. Dig a root, grate it, and you've got fiery fresh horseradish for sauces and spreads, infinitely better than the dull, jarred stuff. How much care does it need? None. In fact, your only job is keeping it from taking over, so plant it where it can't escape, like a buried pot or a contained bed. Number 5 is so tough the challenge isn't growing it, it's controlling it. Number 6, mint. Lazy crop. Number 6, mint with a warning. Mint might be the most enthusiastic plant on this entire list. Plant it once and it thrives on total neglect, spreading in every direction, surviving drought, shade, and abuse. Free tea, free flavor, fresh leaves all season long. But here's the honest tip. It spreads so aggressively it will swallow a garden bed whole. So always grow mint in a pot or a contained spot. Never loose in your good soil unless you want only mint. How hard is it to keep mint alive? The real question is how to stop it. You can't kill the stuff. Number 6 is proof that thrives on neglect can be a little too true. Number 7, Jerusalem artichokes. Lazy crop. Number 7, Jerusalem artichokes, also called sunchokes. These are tall, cheerful sunflower relatives that produce knobby, nutty tubers underground, and they grow like absolute weeds. Plant a few tubers once and you'll have a permanent, nearly unkillable patch that returns every single year, no matter how badly you neglect it. Roast them, mash them, or eat them raw like a water chestnut. One planting can feed you for years. One honest tip, they're famous for being a bit much on the digestion at first, so ease into them. And how do you grow them? You don't. You mostly try to contain them. Number 7 might be the single most low-effort, high-yield crop you can plant. Tough as nails and twice as generous. Number 8, sorghum, lazy crop. Number 8, sorghum. This is an ancient grain that thrives where corn would shrivel and die. Sorghum is one of the most drought-proof crops on earth, producing a harvest on a fraction of the water other grains demand. Tall, sturdy, and tough, it practically grows itself in heat and poor soil. You get a gluten-free grain you can cook like rice, pop like popcorn, or grind into flour. Real calories from a plant that barely needs you. How much watering does sorghum need? Try almost none. Drought is exactly what it's built for. Number 8 is grain you can grow in the worst, driest corner of your yard. Pause right there, because the back half is even tougher and even lazier. Quick pause. If this is making gardening sound way less exhausting, hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who think they have a black thumb. And tell me in the comments, which of these have you already grown? Drop the number. Now stay with me, because the back half is where it gets almost unfair. Number 12 grows on basically zero water, and number 14 feeds you for 30 years. Number 9, cowpeas. Lazy crop number 9. Cowpeas, also known as black-eyed peas. While other crops wilt in a heat wave, cowpeas are just getting comfortable. They love heat, tolerate drought, and actually improve your soil by pulling nitrogen out of the air. Plant them in poor dry ground where nothing else wants to grow, and they thrive. You get a protein-rich bean you can eat fresh or dry and store for years. Easy food and free fertilizer in one plant. What do cowpeas need from you? Almost nothing. Heat and a little space, and they're happy. Number 9 feeds you and feeds your dirt in the exact conditions that defeat everything else. Number 10, okra, lazy crop. Number 10, okra. Okra is a heat-loving powerhouse that keeps producing through the hottest, driest part of summer, long after tender plants have given up. The more you pick, the more it makes. Drought, heat, poor soil, okra shrugs it all off. Slice it for soups and stews, fry it, roast it, or pickle the pods. One row can crank out food for months. How much fussing does okra want? Barely any. It actually prefers the heat that stresses other crops. Number 10 is the crop that gets stronger exactly when your garden gets hardest to manage. Number 11, heat-proof greens. Lazy crop number 11. Heat-proof greens. Malabar spinach and New Zealand spinach. Regular spinach bolts and dies the moment summer turns hot. These two don't. They're tough, sprawling greens that thrive in the heat and drought that kill normal salad crops, giving you fresh leaves all summer when everyone else's greens are long gone. Use them just like spinach, raw, sautéed, in soups. And Malabar spinach often reseeds itself, coming back on its own next year. How do you keep greens going through a brutal summer? Grow the ones that love it, and then mostly leave them be. Number 11 is a salad bed that doesn't quit when the temperature climbs. Number 12, prickly pear cactus. Lazy crop number 12, the one I promised you, and the one in the thumbnail. Prickly pear cactus. This is food that grows on practically zero water. It's a cactus. It stores water in its thick pads and survives droughts that would kill almost anything else. And it's genuinely edible. The young pads, called nopals, cook up like a tangy green bean, and the fruit is sweet and bright. Plant a pad in poor, dry, sun-baked soil and basically forget it exists. One honest tip: handle it carefully. Those tiny hair-like spines, the glochids, need to be removed before eating. How often do you water a prickly pear? Try never. Rain is plenty. Number 12 is real food from the harshest, driest ground you've got. The ultimate zero effort, zero water crop. Number 13, blackberries. Lazy crop number 13, blackberries and brambles. These thorny canes are famous for thriving on total neglect, so much so that they grow wild along roadsides everywhere. Plant them once and you'll get buckets of fruit every summer for years, with almost no care. They handle drought, poor soil, and being completely ignored. Eat them fresh, freeze them, bake them, turn them into jam. A few canes can produce more fruit than you can keep up with. How much work are established blackberries? Almost none. Just keep them from spreading where you don't want them. Number 13 is free fruit by the bucketful from a plant that practically grows itself in a ditch. Number 14, mulberry tree. Lazy crop number 14, the one I promised you. The mulberry tree. Plant one of these and it will rain fruit down on you every year for decades, asking for nothing in return. Mulberry trees are tough, fast-growing, and almost completely hands-off once established. No spraying, no fussing, just shade and a flood of sweet berries. So here's the sneaky reason you've never seen a fresh mulberry in a store: they're too soft and perishable to ship or stock. The food industry can't sell them, so most people don't even know they exist, yet they grow effortlessly in backyards across the country. What does a mulberry tree need from you? After the first year, nothing. Number 14 is 30 years of free fruit from a tree the supermarket physically cannot sell you. Number 15, asparagus. Lazy crop number 15, the finale and maybe the purest plant once forget forever crop there is. Asparagus. Here's the deal. Asparagus takes a little patience up front. You wait a couple of years before the first real harvest. But then, a single asparagus bed feeds you every single spring for 15, 20, even 30 years. You plant it one time in your life and it keeps showing up year after year with almost no work. Each spring, those tender spears push straight up out of the ground on their own. You just cut and eat. It even shrugs off cold and drought once it's settled in. How much do you do for an established asparagus bed? Almost nothing. You mostly just harvest. Number 15 is the whole philosophy of this list in one plant. A little patience once, and a lifetime of food. Now the bonus I promised you, the single shift that turns your whole yard into a garden that feeds itself. Look back at all 15. What do they have in common? Almost none of them are annuals, the needy plants you rip out and replant every year. They're perennials and tough survivors. Plants you put in the ground once, that come back on their own, that get better with age instead of needing to be restarted. That's the entire secret. Stop building a garden around plants that depend on you and start building one around plants that don't. The gardeners working the hardest are usually the ones growing nothing but fussy annuals, watering, replanting, fighting every single season. The ones with the least work and the most food planted perennials years ago, and now they just harvest. Here's the deeper move, what some people call a food forest. Stack these together. Fruit trees on top, berry bushes beneath, perennial herbs and greens at ground level. Layer them once and the system starts feeding itself, shading out weeds, holding moisture, coming back stronger every year. So here's your one action this season. Don't overhaul everything. Just claim one corner of your yard for perennials, one fruit bush, one perennial vegetable, a few herbs. Plant them and let that corner become permanent. Next year, expand it, because the goal was never to work harder. It was to plant smarter once and let the garden take it from there. So let's run them back fast, because a list like this only counts if you actually plant one. 1. Rhubarb, tart stalks for 20 years, stalks only. 2. Perennial herbs, flavor that prefers to be ignored. 3. Perennial onions and chives, alliums that replant themselves. 4. Sorrel, tangy greens before anything else wakes up. 5. Horseradish, unkillable, just contain it. 6. Mint, so easy it's a hazard. 7. Sunchokes, knobby tubers that grow like weeds. 8. Sorghum, grain for the driest corner you've got. 9. Cowpeas, protein and free fertilizer in the heat. 10. Okra, thrives when your garden gets hardest. 11. Heat-proof greens, a salad bed that won't quit in summer. 12. Prickly pear, real food on zero water. 13. Blackberries, buckets of fruit from a ditch plant. 14. Mulberry, 30 years of fruit the store can't sell. And 15. Asparagus, plant once, harvest for decades. 15 lazy crops, not one of them needs daily watering, yearly replanting, or you hovering over it. That's the whole point. You were never bad at gardening, you were just sold the hardest plants and told that struggle was normal. It isn't. Choose plants that don't need you, and your garden stops being a chore and starts being a gift that keeps giving. If this changed how you see your yard, subscribe and turn on the bell so the next one finds you. And tell me down in the comments which lazy crop you're planting first. I read everyone. Remember this every time gardening feels like too much work. The food that needs you least will feed you longest. So this season, plant one thing you can walk away from, then go relax. Your garden's got it from here. I'll see you in the next one.